Okay, make sure everybody's in here. So welcome everybody. My name is Robin Stetzel and I'm with Jenna and Lee Bisschop, and they are our guest speakers for our group tonight. We just got done with our water challenge, as you guys know, and many of you were asking me what kind of water is the best water. Is it reverse osmosis? Is it alkaline? Should I be adding electrolytes? Do I need a reverse osmosis? All those questions. So Jenna reached out to me and said, I've got you, girl. I've got your information. I would love to educate your group on this. And I'm so excited. She's got information that is going to blow you away on the water that you're drinking and why it is critical to make sure that you're drinking the right type of water. So I am going to admit a few more people in here, get this going here, make sure everybody's invited in. If you have questions along the way, just drop them in the chat box. I'm also going to be streaming this live to Facebook right now, so give me a minute, and then I will give Jenna and Lee the floor in just a second here.
I'll get on Facebook Live.
And we are going live. Can everybody in the Zoom see the presenters?
Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
Good, good, good.
Well, thank you very much, Robin, for having us on here today. We're really excited to share with the group.
Awesome. Yes, I'm so excited that you guys are here. Let me get this going over here on Facebook, and I will then give you guys a little intro and we'll get started. So let me just make sure everything is good. For those of you that are on the line, just make sure that your line is muted. And again, if you are joining us on Facebook in the Holistic Health Solutions group, there'll be a little bit of a delay there, but I want to welcome you guys. I have such a treat for you guys tonight. We are going to be talking all things water, and we have Lisa, or I keep saying Lisa. You look like a Lisa to me, Jenna. It's Jenna and Lee Bisschop that are joining us tonight. They are the water experts. They're going to be sharing a ton of information with you guys, and I'm really excited to just give them the floor. If you guys have any questions, pop them in the chat box. And also, if you're watching this live on Facebook, go ahead and put the comments in the comment section, your questions in the comment section, and we will just get started. So thank you, Jenna, and I'm just gonna let you take it away.
All right, sounds good. So I'm Jenna, and you're gonna hear our kids in the background. So my husband's gonna be in and out as we're demoing, and you might see some little heads go by as well. And yeah, we're really excited to share with you guys a little bit background for us. I'm a skincare therapist. I've been in the trade for over 10 years, medical aesthetics as well. And the health industry has always been a passion of mine. I'm also a part of Young Living as well, which is all about switching, the chemicals and living a more, non-toxic lifestyle. And so that really piqued my interest, having gone into that and seeing how much it really affects our bodies when we're taking out all the things on the outside of like cleaners and all that kind of stuff. And it really got me thinking like, hey, what's going on in the inside? And so this is what a lot of people are missing, is because our bodies are between 60 to 65% water. It's obviously crucial on how you're hydrating and whether it's contributing to your health or if it's, causing diseases and making your health worse. So that's kind of what we're going to touch on today. And Lee's background.
I've spent 14 years in heavy duty truck equipment. A bunch of those years, most recent years, is in lead hand position and doing a lot of technical stuff. I do a lot of testing. I do a lot of background checks on equipment. So being into high quality water was something that just naturally fit for me because I'm all about testing and informing people about my information that I gather.
Yeah, so what we're going to do today is we're going to go through, it's going to take about 25 minutes. I'm going to go through with Lee a bunch of different tests here with these waters. As you can see, we have a bunch of waters that are probably pretty common to what some of you have tried. We can also at the end talk a little bit about reverse osmosis and any other questions that you guys have, like well water and stuff like that. So as we're doing the demo, feel free to drop questions down below. And then once we get through the demo, we're going to go back to those questions and we'll start answering them then. So anytime they come to mind, just go ahead and do that. So now with water, one of the main things people, you know, want to look for is chlorine and heavy metals. And that's the main focus for people, is to do like a filtration. Unfortunately, what gets missed is the ORP, which is the oxidation reduction potential. And what that means is, if anyone knows like what an antioxidant is, that is like anti-aging, right? And you want to have antioxidants in your body. The more antioxidants you have, the more you're neutralizing free radicals, the more you're fighting against diseases, and that's what you ideally want. Now, a lot of waters are oxidizing, okay? So you're drinking basically opposite of antioxidants, okay? So what we're gonna do with these waters is, we have an ORP meter, and we're gonna go through and test the oxidation reduction potential in each of them. And so we're going to start with that. We're going to go through and then show you pH and explain why that's important. And then I have a couple more surprises for you that I think will blow you away as well. So I don't want to give all the secrets away. And then of course, you know, I just thought it would be fun just to do a little giveaway. It's not even related to water, but I love gemstone necklaces. And so I bought one for you guys. This one's valued at around $80 and it's $9.25 silver. And so this one is, I'm gonna do a draw for whoever was pre-registered. We're gonna do a draw for this tomorrow. All right, so what you're gonna do, is there anything you wanted to say about ORP?
Yeah, to tag on to that, as you're gonna see through our testing, we found that ORP levels are things that the average person doesn't have a lot of common knowledge on. There are people that obviously are in health and wellness that are aware of it. We found that ORP values to the average person is something that they're not aware of. They're not aware of how positive ORPs are not helping with cleaning and fighting free radicals in your body, in your blood system, and where negative ORP values are fighting those free radicals and rebuilding and renourishing your cells. You know, prior to getting specialized into water, this was something that, you know, we weren't that aware of as well. So that's the one thing that we really want to bring home. pH values seems to be fairly common. A lot of people understand that with food, with having different things with, you know, having fish tanks and different things like that. But anyways, back to Jenna, the ORP levels that we're going to be testing are going to be for our different various common waters.
So I'm just going to go briefly through this. Basically with the meter, the higher the number, and I'll read it out too, because I'm not sure you're going to be able to see it through the screen, but basically the higher the number, the more oxidizing it is. 0 would be neutral, and anything negative is an antioxidant. So ideally you obviously want an antioxidant water. If anything, you'd want a 0, right? You don't want anything that's oxidizing. So we're gonna go and test tap water. Is always gonna be different depending where you're at. So this one here, we're looking at about 300 and it keeps going up, about 325, 345. It's still going up a bit. So that is.
See if we could throw that at the screen, maybe. I don't want to.
Oh yeah, I can hold it. You can, okay, wait. Lee just wants to show you guys at this screen here. So we'll just show you for the one, so we're not doing it for the whole time. Okay, you can show them.
So again, this is tap water. So as you can see,
Can you
guys,
see that number?
393.
Okay, so 393, that is extremely oxidizing. We have tested some that are over 4, even 500, but over 300, that's almost 400. That is very oxidizing to your cells. So that is our water. Everyone's water is going to be a bit different though.
If anybody's attending that's in Abbotsford, we've had an opportunity to do quite a few tests there. We're seeing a positive 500 ORP.
Where was that at?
In Abbotsford.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
right.
they're pretty. Okay, so I'm not gonna pause it on each one, so we can go through a little bit quicker here, but this one here for the vitamin water, you're looking at about 262 ORP, which is quite high. And here we have Dasani, is that how you say Dasani?
Yeah.
We're looking at, this one's actually higher than the vitamin water. This is coming up on 400 here.
This is Dasani mineralized water.
Okay, so this is mineralized Dasani water, 408 and still going up. And so Dasani so far is the worst one. Does anyone want to take a guess which one's going to be the worst out of them all? You guys can put it in the comments if you want. So this one is Fiji. We're looking, Fiji, and we're looking at 315. So far, this one's the worst one. Anybody taking any guesses? So this one here, this one is one that's considered an alkaline glacier natural spring water from Iceland. So this is supposed to be like the, the
enhanced water.
Really healthy water, right? So let's just check here what this says here. So yeah, it is better than these ones, but it still comes in oxidizing. So you're looking at about a 241 there, and it's rising a little bit there. So still oxidizing. And then here we got Perrier. And Perrier water is, we're looking at coming up to about 342 there.
Sorry, what was the last question?
Oh, it's okay.
Okay.
Robin will let me know if there's questions. Okay.
You're asking
and-
about the device. Is the device similar to the one from Zero Water Filter?
This is a Hannah Instruments device. It was actually recommended from quite a few different water testing companies. They sell some of the best test equipment in the industry, so we went with
Yeah,
them.
so this is an ORP meter. So if anyone does want to get one for yourself, they are a couple $100, but you could do that. So we're looking at 330 for that one. So now what we're testing against here is, has anyone heard of ionized alkaline water? Not just alkaline water. Has anyone heard of ionized alkaline water? I'm
Yes,
curious
I
to know
have.
how. Okay. So then. So right here, we got a negative. Yeah, I'll just wait. I'm going to put it up to the thing.
Yeah, so they can see it. This is pretty exciting, guys. So like we were sharing the negative ORPs, the higher the number, the better.
So this is a
Here's-
negative number. So we got negative, what does it say, 590?
Yeah.
So negative 590 is extremely high in antioxidants. So that is the difference. So you can tell like all of these are oxidizing. This was the only one that was an antioxidant. None of these were even neutral. We did test a reverse osmosis. They will change depending on source water and the exact machine, but the one we tested was about 570 ORP, which was actually worse than all of these. But that's just one of the reverse osmoses. So that is that.
What was the water? They're asking what was the water that was negative 590?
That's
So-
the alkaline water.
So this one comes from an ionizer. So this is the alkaline ionizer. And we're going to do, okay, I'm going to do test drops here for you next. So basically just a recap of what the ORP does to your body is like anytime that you're putting anything oxidizing into you, like stress and all that, that's splitting your cells, and that's what breeds, cancer, diseases. That's what you don't want, right? So if anything, you do want neutral or negative, right? So this one is obviously ideal because you're getting a huge amount of antioxidants. And so
One of the other benefits of ORP, if you look into it on the medical side, is it's very helpful in rebuilding cells. brain tissue, nerve tissue. And that again, it really comes through only in alkaline water. Let me duck here.
All right, Lee's gonna go check on the baby. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna test is pH. So basically, as far as the scale of pH goes, I only have this little scale for you here to show you, but right here, you're gonna see, this is the level of alkalinity to acidic. So we want our bodies to be about a 7. Unfortunately, because of a lot of what we eat, and especially like waters that we're drinking, we're getting pulled down to acidic. Even like stress on the body can cause your body to be more acidic, the air that you breathe, like pollutants. And so our bodies are always going to be leaning towards this if we're not purposely trying to get it to the alkaline. And so what we're consuming as water is really important, that we do want it to be more an alkaline based to help bring up these numbers up to the more neutral. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to test the pH of these waters and see every time it goes down. Actually, I'm going to let you guys take one last look here. If you have a cell phone, you can pull up the pH chart on your phone too. And so every time it goes down a level, it goes down 10 times worse, 100 times worse, 1,000 times worse. So just to give you an idea, each drop or boost up is actually quite a dramatic difference to your health. So when you're thinking of pH scale, when you think of purple, just think health. Like that is health at its finest. When you're thinking of red, the more acidic, that's diseases, right? So you're thinking cancer, diabetes, MS, all those types of diseases, sickness, that's what you're thinking. Okay, so don't just think acidic and alkaline, we're thinking diseases and health. So we're going to test here. So we're going to do, so this one is the tap water. And can you guys see the color from there? I know it's pretty far away.
What I'll do is once we're,
Because it's
nice go.
so it's like more like yellow, so it is acidic. I'm just gonna go through here. So that one turned more red.
That's the vitamin water. Then we got next mineralized Dasani water. Then we have the Fiji natural spring water. Fiji natural spring water.
Okay, so before I do the last one, I think we can see the colors from there.
Yeah, Icelandic.
Okay, so
And then Perrier.
This is just showing us that it's even worse than just the ORP. Is that what that's
This-
showing us? This is-
yeah, so this is basically going to show you what levels of pH that you have. And so through,
Nestle.
yeah, and
And
then
then
I'll do that one in
lastly,
a second.
Jenna will take care of the alkaline water.
So when we did the reverse osmosis, the ones that I've never found one that's actually above a 1, 0 to 1. There are some that do adjust the pH. In that case, like you still want to test the pH, but also be checking ORP, right? And without an electrolysis process, their ORP is still going to be oxidizing. That's just how it is. So, okay, so you guys can kind of see here. So we have really acidic, really, really acidic, one level up. And these ones are fairly neutral. This one's a little bit more alkaline. And so you can see that's pretty acidic and that's acidic. So then what we're looking for is the purple color. So you guys can see that in there. Do you see a nice, beautiful purple color that we got? And so that is showing alkaline. And so there is like a Nobel Prize winning doctor that I can share with you guys after too, that did also find that diseases such as cancer cannot live in an alkaline body. And so that's pretty crazy, like, because yeah, we've met a few different people that really swear by ionized alkaline water and having fought their cancer, right? Of course, you can't make claims that it's going to heal cancer because not even chemotherapy can make claims like that. but the evidence towards keeping your body in alkaline state to be, you know, fighting against things like MS, diabetes, cancer, like any type of disease that you could possibly think of. And so that's why it's so huge, because water is such a big factor in that. For example, your lungs are around 90% water and your blood is over 80%. So if you're changing what you're drinking in your water, you can see how that can have a dramatic difference on your health. And people tend to feel the difference either right away or even within a couple weeks, but they'll start to notice things changing for themselves too. So gut health is another one, big one. Gut health, digestion, eczema, psoriasis, all stems from this as well. So another thing, when you're thinking about, like, say we're going to add some alkalinity to one, maybe that's not as bad here. So you can see, can you get a cloth for me?
Yeah.
See, it's making it more alkaline. However, if you have something that's more acidic, it's going to turn it more acidic. So you can see how even a small amount can really affect your body. You can see that. So, and sometimes it won't even be able, see, it can't even get it to the alkalinity because it's just so acidic.
That's the Perrier water.
Yeah.
So something that, to touch on what Jenna's talking about here is, so for people that gravitate towards drinking carbonated water, there's been a misconception on that drinking carbonated water has similar hydration values that you know, a good quality water like alkaline water would have. But as you can see, you can't even use the alkaline water to combat the pH value that is in the carbonated water. So you would have to consume way more of the high quality hydro or alkaline water in order to combat your consumption of the carbonated water. So those are things to really consider, you know, as you're searching for health and wellness. And one of the things we find people are often just misconception is that, you know, all water is the same. That's essentially what we're trying to communicate here, is that all waters are not the same. And to give you guys some take-home knowledge, reverse osmosis, one of the reasons it's very common is because it's used in third world countries. Reverse osmosis was really designed for taking water that's got contamination from sewage, like in Africa, Mexico, things like that, and it strips it bare. So it's like bleached water. And then in order to have any sort of nutritional value, it has to have vitamins and minerals added back into it. Or just standard reverse osmosis water, which is very common here. You'll see that in a lot of bottled water that you get at your local, at the grocery store, or a lot of different businesses have reverse osmosis in a bottled system, or even just on site on water line, is that you're drinking just stripped water. You're not getting your vitamins and minerals. You're not getting your high ORP values. You're not getting those things to rebuild your cells, rebuild your blood. You're just getting basic hydration. And like we were saying before, our water that comes from an ionized alkaline system is also hydrogen infused water, which
so with the molecular hydrogen, I'm going to demonstrate something to show you just how much more hydrating an ionized alkaline water is. And we're just going to be using the tap water here to make it more simple. So basically what Lee was explaining to with molecular hydrogen is the molecular structure is broken down to be a lot smaller. So it's able to penetrate into your cells a lot quicker and a lot deeper. So for you, that's meaning it's getting into your fat cells a lot better, and it's helping clear them out for detox and also to clean out your fat cells. So this water is like ideally great for weight loss, as well as obviously all the health things that we talked about as well. So to demonstrate just how that works for you, because I know like for myself, like visuals are super helpful. So I have 2 tea bags here, and these are green tea. And as anyone knows, like you can't brew, tea with just normal lukewarm like room temperature water. So this is going to demonstrate just how much more hydrating an ionized alkaline water is for your body and how it's absorbing into your body as well. If anyone's ever like chugged a whole bunch of water, especially during water challenges, and you're just like, get my water intake in, and then you're like doing sit-ups or something, you can hear the whooshing. That's because your water's not absorbing. And so that's also an example of that as well. So right now we got tap water here, and I'm going to try to come a little bit closer for you to see. So
Standard tap water,
yeah.
alkaline, hydrogen infused water.
Okay, so here we're gonna put these ones like that, and I'm gonna need actually another couple glasses. You want to clean out a few of those ones for me? Thank you. So as you can see, it's starting to happen here. This one's pretty cold still, but can you see the difference in the color? Can you see it from there? So you can see that this one is not penetrating the tea bag, right? And this one obviously is. You can see the color starting. And so that's an example of it going in, being a smaller molecular structure to get into the cells in your body. So this is kind of an example of what water's doing in your body, not really absorbing and absorbing. Side note, coffee tastes amazing with this water as well as tea. I never used to really like green tea until I had it with this water for that reason. Oh no, I don't want water in it. Just empty.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
All right, so that's that. So then I'm gonna show you guys before we move on. So if you're like, oh, maybe this tea bag was bad or something, we'll just for the benefit of the doubt, put that in there. Okay, so you can see how fast that is. Like I could make 20 teas out of this. It's crazy. So here I'm gonna try this one with the tap water. So you think, okay, that one's right. So there you go. So you can kind of see the difference that that's going to make. So that's just like a fun demonstration of molecular hydrogen and how that works. And as anybody knows, like oxygen is good, right? Like we need oxygen in our cells to heal, to thrive. Like it's really, really great for obviously like pre-workout, during workout, breaking down lactic acid, and post-workout. And so with oxygen, you're able to, like your body's able to heal a lot faster too. So for myself, I find before I was drinking ionized alkaline water, I was always having tension in my shoulders, my back, and I just had like muscle tension. And I was at my mom's the other day and she has like this deep massager and I tried it on myself. I'm like, I don't have like near that much tension at all. And it's just like oxygen getting into your cells and getting the blood flow. So we're almost done here. So here I'm going to show you guys.
One of the big questions that everybody has on water is chlorine content. Municipalities across North America had an allowable amount of chlorine that was put into water just basically to clean it. So we're often told that, you know, the Lower Mainland doesn't have chlorine content. Well, there's our tap water, guys.
All right, so this is our tap water. This is the chlorine. Can you see how yellow it is? Pretty yellow, but so what I'm going to demonstrate now, can you guys see how yellow that is? So that's the chlorine in the tap water. And so if anyone is washing your fruits and vegetables in your water, I just wanted to do a quick demo here to show you what this would look like. So obviously your water is not yellow, but there's chlorine in it, right? And so that's just to show you the chlorine content. So let's just say we were gonna wash some produce in there. Okay, so I'm gonna let that just soak and clean. And while we're doing that, do you want to pull up your phone with the blood video?
Absolutely.
And show them that.
We had one question while we're waiting for that, one person is saying they were told that when they take medication or vitamins, not to take it with alkaline water or it will not absorb into your system properly. What are your
Yes, exactly.
That's correct.
So that is right. And so with the ionizer, there is a function. There's actually up to 75 uses on the ionizer, and one of them is for your medication. And so that is to not adjust the pH. It's just a simple double filtration system it goes through to get all the heavy metals, the chlorine, and everything out of your water. But it's not going to be touching the pH, and that is for when you're taking your medication.
All right.
So, yeah, I think we'll show, did you do the whole video though, or just part of it?
Just this.
Okay, so while we're just giving this one more minute, we just want to show you guys like a video that a doctor did, and it's taking a blood sample of someone's blood that had no water, and then they tried 3 minutes after taking bottled water, a cup of bottled water, and then 3 minutes after taking the ionized alkaline water. And so this is going to show you what their blood is doing with those three side by side. And this is to really relay the molecular hydrogen part of it, which is the oxygen. So Lee's going to hold up his phone to you guys because we're not super techy. So, so he's just going to show you guys the video on his.
My name is Dr. Gus, president and founder of Dr. Gus Advanced Health and Wellness Centers. If we want to restore our patients' health quickly, then we need to educate our patients. The very first thing that they need to do is to hydrate their body. Now we're going to take a look at what your blood looks like coming in. So now what we are looking at is the smaller round circles are red blood cells, and the larger bluish circles are white blood cells. And now what we see here, because you were dehydrated before, there was some garbage in the background. We see already that having some water in your body after just a few minutes actually makes your body happier. The third sample, with having drank kind ionized water. And there we go. Here is what you see.
Look at that.
Wow. For one, we're seeing
That's
many
amazing.
more red blood cells on the screen at one time. They're moving happier. The background is a lot more cleaner.
So we're looking at no water, bottled water, and ionized alkaline water.
At the end of the day, science speaks for itself. And frankly, kind ionized water is where it's at.
That's awesome. So that's showing that obviously with the bloodstream moving faster, you're going to have oxygen and nutrients circulating and getting to places it needs to go quicker, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, your body's gonna, and you could tell too with the third video that there's a lot less toxic waste in the background because it's very detoxifying, and that's what it's doing is it's with that blood flow, it's able to pull out the toxins as well. So now here we have the, can you see the yellows all disappeared? And so in here, this is where the chlorine was, and it absorbed into the apple. And so when you're washing your fruits and vegetables in tap water, you are absorbing all of that chlorine that is in your tap water, and then you're eating it. So a lot of people think they don't like fruits and vegetables for that reason as well, because the taste difference is insane if you're absorbing chlorine into it. Also, now I didn't have any fresh produce to show you guys, but if you get me your phone and go on my Facebook, I can show them the picture. So when you're washing your fruits and vegetables in tap water, not only is it absorbing all that chlorine content, but also it's not able to remove any of the oily pesticides and herbicides. And so essentially it's not taking anything off either. So you're just adding the chlorine into it and what other chemicals are in there as well. So I'm just going to show you guys, because I don't have some fresh produce to do the demo here at this moment, but do you have the app? Can you just download the app, please? And so what the ionized alkaline water does is it has up to 75 uses, and one of the uses is specifically for fruits and vegetables, and the water mixes with oil, and which is like an unheard of concept. And so it's able to break down the oily pesticides and herbicides. I know I need to download the Facebook app. So it's able to break down the oily pesticides and herbicides. And so whenever I've done like a few pictures, which Lee is pulling up now, or you can just pull up on the laptop, actually, try that. And so when I wash, like say grapes in some tap water, hardly anything comes off. I wash like the same, not the exact same grapes, from the same batch of grapes into the turbo alkaline mode, which is for the fruits and veggies, and it actually turns like dark brown. It's actually insane. And so I'm obsessed with cleaning my fruits and vegetables now to see how much comes off. And the same thing with your meats. It just takes out all of the garbage out of it. So Lee's just trying to pull up the pictures on that.
I'll ask another question here. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Well water.
Sorry, what was that question?
Have you ever tested well water?
We haven't had the opportunity to test well water. We're consistently always doing tests. One of the things that we would love to do is come and test someone's well water. Generally, from our research, well water is higher in minerals, but it's also got contaminants. It depends obviously where the source is. So
Gotcha.
it does. And then the biggest thing that you can't reproduce is the ORP values, right? Because it's oxidizing, it's fighting any of those antioxidants in your body. And that only can really happen with going through electrolysis, which is through a water ionizer.
Gotcha. And you guys being Young Living members, what do you guys use the fruit and veggie cleaner? And how does that work with tap water versus your water, the alkaline water?
Oh yeah.
Great question.
Yeah, with the veggie cleaner, like I still add, when I'm doing my vegetables, I add about 3 to 5 drops into like a huge thing, because I like the immune boosting properties of it. It's not necessary to necessarily use it, but I just like to have the immune boosting to it. And yeah, so the difference between using the thieves with the tap water, one, you're still going to be absorbing the chlorine into your fruits and veggies, but it comes out pretty clear. Like you're going to get maybe a little bit better than like you will get better than tap water because it's breaking down the pesticides and herbicides. But for some reason, like when I compare the two side by side, and I can do a demo of that for you guys, or just post a picture later on in the week, a side by side showing the thieves versus the ionized water as well with the thieves. But I definitely still use it. I just use 3 to 5 drops for quite a large thing, not like a full capful or anything.
And then somebody's asking, they heard you say that you wash your meat in it. Some people have never heard of washing their meat.
What's that?
Washing their feet.
Oh yeah, so with
the meat, did you say meat? Like food? Like
Meat, sorry.
chicken?
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say the feet, actually, there's a question along with that too. There's a detox, a foot detox. But yeah, so also with the meat, I can pull up another, you can actually, if you just guys give me 1 second, I'm going to get the photo for you because I would like to show you guys.
And I can always share the photos in the group after the talk as well.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah, if you can't get them.
Okay, yeah, I have some here from my old stories that I had posted. So Lee, they're going to be on your phone, so you can just show them.
Perfect.
Yeah, I actually have a meat picture here for you. And I do have some pictures I can share later too of reverse osmosis water. We don't have a reverse osmosis in our house, so I just have the pictures from doing it on someone else's house as well. So,
Gotcha.
all right, so there we go. So which one are you? Can you show them the grapes one?
Yeah,
With
so
the
let's
tap
show-
water.
Yeah, let's show you guys the grapes. So,
So right. Oh, this one. So here is I just did here. That's water after washing in tap water. This one I didn't use any of these for this demo, so I can do another before and after for you guys, for anyone that wants to see what these. But you can see the water is very clear still, like really nothing came off of it. And this is with the ionized water, how much came off of the same type of grapes. You see how dark that water is?
blue, yellow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then the last thing I wanted to show you guys is the chicken and the celery. So this is all the gunk. You can kind of see, I can post these pictures for you on the page too later. That's how much came off the chicken. And then also that's only from a celery, lettuce, and an onion. And that's how much came off of the produce. And that's quite a bit of water too. So yeah, in that, I had no idea that there was that much herbicides and pesticides and everything on fruit and veggies. And we have friends that worked in a greenhouse, and they talk about organic, and they basically said organic is a joke. So I can get more information on that too. So what I did is I went to the store and I got a USDA approved organic kale bunch, and I brought it home, and I can share the pictures with you guys, but it's insane how much stuff came off of that as well. So
Yeah, I think that's
yeah,
the misconception is people think that, organic, you don't have to wash.
Mhm.
But yeah, we found that as well, that it's sometimes can be work.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, we'll open up to questions if you guys have any. I will touch a little bit on reverse osmosis and what it does long-term effects. So there's a few different types, as you probably know, right? Like there's some that has, you can have some that will adjust your pH or add minerals back in. In general, like reverse osmosis, when you're removing everything, it's good because you're removing all of the contaminants in the water, but it's not good because you're removing all of the good minerals too. And what happens when you remove all the good minerals that are naturally sourced in that water is your body, first off, it's dead water. It's oxidizing dead water. When it goes into your body, it works as a magnet and it pulls minerals out from your body. And so it's going to be pulling it out of your bones. And long term, what they've been finding more recently is it's contributing to osteoporosis. And so that's a big concern for, down the road. So the other factor is like the ORP. It tends to be quite high. Even if your pH is being adjusted, the ORP tends to be high. So yes, pH is one big factor. You want at least a 7. You never want to be in that acidic range because, as I said, every time you go down, you're going to go down 10 times, right? And so ideally you want it to be alkaline, but the molecular hydrogen and the antioxidant content to reduce that oxidative stress is you can't find in it any type of reverse osmosis.
One thing also to mention too with ionized alkaline water is it's an active water. The cells are active, and it's best to use that water within 48 hours of being poured. Obviously, within a few hours of being poured is the best. That's going to give you the best results and repair on your body. That's where people that are dealing with serious health ailments like cancer, strokes, repairing tissue like bodybuilders, runners, fitness people, they really need to have the ability to repair their cells quickly. And that's one of the things that we've had great feedback for is people that are getting hydrogen rich alkaline water.
That's awesome. So yeah, I mean, I've had reverse osmosis and then a pH stabilizer is what they tell us that's on the end of ours. But yeah, I'm sure that there's some issues with our water. So we'll go through some questions. Are you guys okay with that right now? And then,
Oh, yeah.
okay, cool.
Sounds good.
All right. So I know we've got some over on Facebook and then here in Zoom. So we'll just run through some of these. And if you guys have questions afterwards, like I said, this video is going to stay up live in our Facebook group, the Holistic Solutions for Women. So always comment back there. If you guys want to invite somebody to watch this, just invite them to the group and they can watch this as well. So it says one of our members as saying that they have a water softener and you're supposed to add salt to this. Can you talk about water softeners and the salt, and does this ruin the water quality, or what is the deal with that?
Right. Yeah. Okay. So water softeners, I'll get Lee because he's more on the technical of explaining it better than me. In short, like, can you talk about the water softeners and stuff?
Oh, yeah. So with someone inquiring on water softener. So basically, what happens with the water softener is it goes through an additive, and unfortunately with hard water, it can be really hard on cell rebuilding. I guess I could maybe ask the question back. Is it a softener just at point of use, or is it throughout the whole house?
I believe it's throughout the whole house.
Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. So now they're asking here, what about Berkey water filters? Because that's really popular right now.
It is. Yeah, we've had the opportunity to test a Berkey. Some of the results we had there was it was.
So yeah, so with the Berkey, they focus a lot. They have a few different types of filters that you can get to, right? And so when we tested the Berkey, what we found was it did help to get chlorine out of the water, and which is good. It is higher priced, just for the fact of getting chlorine out of the water. It did bring the acidic level down about half a notch. So from tap water to going through the Berkey system, it did go down half a point to make it more acidic, which we found very interesting. Also, the ORP levels were quite high, and I have pictures of testing the Berkey too. I can also be posting. But yeah, the oxidation reduction potential is quite high, so it was quite oxidizing as well.
Okay, gotcha. And so what do the units look like?
So what do the machines look like?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I can show you here. Do you want to put them in the bedroom? Yeah, I'm coming, sweetie. All right, I'm gonna show you guys here. So this is what it looks like here. So it's designed after the iPhone, and it's got all of your touch pads here. And this is there are multiple water ionizers out there that you can get. Unfortunately, some people saw opportunity to try to make a buck, and what they do is there are titanium plates inside the machine with platinum baked on for coating. Now, the cheaper machines, the platinum wears off and people get titanium poisoning, essentially. So that doesn't happen with this, obviously, because this is like, the highest end of the best, right? So this one here, you're going to have all of your options, and that's what it looks like. You're going to have your pour spout as well as your discard spout. And so when you're choosing an option, say alkaline, number 3, which is what we drink, then you would be drinking out of the longer tap, and it splits. Any of the acidic water is going to be coming out of here, and that goes down your drain. And so it's sorting the ions of the water as it goes through, and as it also goes through the double filtration process. So basically what it's doing is it's going through like an electrolysis process. And so the box is underneath of the counter here. If you guys really want to take a look, Ningxia bottle. So that's the the box there, and it's got it's really easy to install. You can take it out with you when you move. It takes about 20-25 minutes to put in. And this is our bar sink, but if someone doesn't have a bar sink, they can put it where their soap pump dispenser is, or there's also there's on the counter models as well, which Lee is going to get a picture of. So right here we got on the counter models right there. And so these are,
So basically, it's just you'll have a water line that connects onto the tap, and then you've got your alkaline and your acidic lines out to give you adjustability depending on what you select.
Gotcha.
right.
That's pretty cool looking too. So the other thing too is then what are the options for a whole house?
So I get that question quite often. Basically, with doing reverse osmosis, we'll get rid of everything, as we had mentioned previously. For doing point of use is the best way to create hydrogen-rich alkaline water. And the reason being is if you were to run water through at standard pressure and high flow, you're not able to create electrolysis because the water needs to go over the plates and then have electricity applied to the plates in order to create electrolysis. So if we were to run it through the whole house, unfortunately, it wouldn't give you the same health benefits as point of use like Jenna just showed us over there.
Yeah, so basically like the main things that, that would be is like your shower heads and, your drinking water. So obviously this is for your drinking, along with up to 75 different uses like that I haven't even covered. As far as household cleaner, laundry detergent, fabric softener, mouthwash, there's a ton of things that this replaces in the home as well. And so in the long run, you actually end up saving money by owning one. As far as showers go, we have filters, and we have a new one just coming out that has a digital dial on it as well that will tell you when the filter needs to be changed. And it's easy to install, and it's just like a filter for the chlorine, because as you know, like you probably know, when you're showering, your body is absorbing that chlorine just like this apple, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's the best way at this point, because you're not going to get all of those extra benefits which you don't really need running through a shower and other tops. So
as Jenna probably showed you there too, you're running a water line in from your source, then you're running an alkaline and an acidic line. So if you were to be doing the entire house, essentially you'd have to have the house plumbed that way so that you could be running 3 lines, 1 in and 2 out.
So on that note though, for anybody that has reverse osmosis, you do not need to remove it. So I will make that clear. You do not have to remove your reverse osmosis to then install one of the ionizers to the tap that you're going to be drinking from. So you can still shower in your reverse osmosis, wash your hands in it. That's completely fine. You would just want to have it running through the ionizer from the tap that you're drinking from.
Gotcha.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
I was going to say one of the other benefits we have of our machine is that it is one of the only ones on the market that has switch mode power supply. So that means depending on what the source water is, we can adjust the values on every setting inside of the machine. And that basically adjusts our voltages, and it's also self-cleaning. There's no chemical additives going into the machine at all, which sometimes can happen and get stuck inside of the ionizer chamber. So it's a fully natural self-cleaning system, maintenance free.
Gotcha. And is this something that we would install ourselves, or how would that work?
What we can do there is a lot of people can install it. We offer installation for local people, and
it does take about 20-25 minutes to install, and we can provide a phone number too from the company, and they basically just walk you through it. So it's really easy to install it. It's not like you're replumbing your house or anything like that. So Install is easy, and also if you were to move, you would be able to take it with you. Which is great because it is lifetime warranty. And so when you purchase the machine, from things that are covered under it is the shipping, the labor, and the parts. And so when you buy it, you're buying like that machine the one time, which is huge, especially, you know, if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, like you have so many years that you're able to use the machine. And so, yeah, the lifetime, you know, being able to remove it and take it with you from home to home is huge too, because, you know, you can have it for life.
Yeah, awesome. And that's what we've done with our reverse osmosis. We've taken it, you know, from house to house as well. So that's great that that's an option for this too. So I'm just thinking of all of my patients who I test their oxygen levels and their hydration levels as they're going through detox, and not many of them, but there's a few that we cannot get their hydration level up no matter how much water they're drinking. We've put, you know, essential oils in there to help to drive the oxygen into the cells. So this is, you know, one of the things that I've been missing, that piece of the puzzle, to say what kind of water are you drinking, and can we change the water source to get it inside the cells, because that's the only way you can heal, is getting the nutrients and the water and hydration inside the cell. So this is huge for me and my patients. I'm so excited to get this information to them. So how do they go about getting one of these?
Yeah, so basically, I will mention too, while you guys are all on here, make sure to go onto the Instagram, because we're just launching this all online now. We're going to take this to Instagram. So we figure that's where a lot of things are kind of going now. So on Instagram, it's called The Hydro Bar, and just one word, The Hydro Bar. And that's our page. So if you guys want to go and like that, because I will be adding lots more giveaways on there as well. And so there's going to be a lot more videos on there, but to purchase one, they would contact us through there. We also have the link, but the best way to purchase is to contact us directly, and then we can figure out which machine is best for them and their needs. And yeah, basically just to message us. They can message us through Facebook as well, but through the Hydro Bar.
I did create a Google form for anybody that did want the free water test kit to be mailed to them. If they want that test kit, can you explain that test kit and what that is all about?
Yeah, so the test kit is going to include the pH drops, right? And so this is a big factor into the water, is the pH drops. And so this is what is included. They just would pay the shipping. So if anybody does want that, just let me know which ones, and I can get that out to them. And then they just cover the shipping. Unfortunately, it's not going to be showing you anything with the ORP and stuff, because these can be, you know, $200-300 for the ORP testers. But they're able to at least test their pH, which is really important for sure. So that is what's included with that. As far as if they're wanting to know their source water, anybody that's in the States can get water report valued at $100 from us. And so just to let us know who's wanting that as well, and we'll make sure to get that made up for you. And then, yeah, as far as the consults go after this video, so for anyone that has watched the video in its entirety, they can have, you know, 15-minute consult afterwards. All that we ask is that they have their 3 main things that they want to address for their health, whether it be eczema or cancer or whatever it is, and to let us know that, so that we know what to focus on for them, because there's so many rabbit trails and tangents that we could talk for literally hours. Like this just skimmed the very top of it. So yeah, okay. So that's
okay, great. And if anybody is watching the replay on this as well, you can still, you know, reach out to us and we'll send that link. We'll put it in the comments there. And if you're watching the replay and you're not watching this live right now, if you're watching the replay, you do have another giveaway that I personally am giving, a glass crystal water bottle. So for anybody that is watching this replay and you complete that form by Friday this week, then you will also be entered into that giveaway. So I think it's so valuable just to see what your resources are in your area of what your water contains. Test your water. That's a no-brainer, to just pay the shipping and get your water tested, and then have a consult, you know, to see. And, you know, if you have well water, I know there were some questions on there, test it, and then jump on the phone and talk to them to see what your options are. I'm going to be the first and only one in line. So just so you guys know, I got dibs. Yeah, thank you guys so much. This was really amazing information. I don't even want to drink my water right now.
Well, and Robin, thank you for having us. And on that, the note of oxygen, one thing that you'll find interesting, when I was at the doctor, I asked them to test my oxygen level, and the machine went up to 100%. And, you know, the lady just kind of looked at me like, okay, like what's going on? And I'm like, what? And she's like, you're 100%. I'm like, oh, I know, I drink, you know, magic water. And she just kind of looked at me like I was the weirdest person on the planet and just like walked away. But I'm like, I'm actually not kidding.
Yeah, and I know that, yeah, I'm excited to check that out too, with a lot, you know, some family members that have some lung things going on. And I'm really, really very grateful for you guys for taking the time to do this for us. And so tomorrow they will pop in live and do the giveaway for anybody that was pre-registered for that necklace. And then also Friday, I will be going live to do the one that if anybody's watching the replay for the crystal water bottle. So thank you guys so much. And let me just see if there's any other questions, and we'll let you guys get out of here. Yes, so it is portable, right? So that we did cover that. And oh, okay, well, I guess Kristen just beat me in line. She's already messaged you guys on Instagram and filled out the message. Anyways, I will post the Instagram handle in the comment section and the link to sign up to register for those goodies. And thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thank you so much,
Thank you
Robin.
so much.
And yeah, don't forget to follow our page on Instagram. And we're looking forward to doing the giveaway tomorrow.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Have a good night.
All
Thanks,
right,
guys.
you too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.